1300 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. A meeting of the Federal Cabinet is underway in Islamabad with the Prime Minister in the chair discussing the overall political and economic situation of the country. The COVID-19 vaccination campaign will be started today in the presence of the Prime Minister. Pakistan and Uzbekistan have expressed the resolve to enter into a preferential trade agreement. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Hurriyat leaders and organizations have opined that India is trying to convert Muslim majority of the territory into a minority. And now the news in detail. A meeting of the Federal Cabinet is underway in Islamabad with the Prime Minister Imran Khan in the chair. The meeting is discussing the overall political and economic situation of the country. The meeting will also review arrangements made to observe the Kashmir Solidarity Day on Friday. The Minister for Planning and Development, Asad Omar, says COVID-19 vaccination campaign will be started today in the presence of Prime Minister Imran Khan. In a tweet today, he said the national vaccination campaign will be started in the provincial capitals from tomorrow. The Minister for Planning said in the first phase, the vaccine will be administered to the frontline health workers. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Health Services, Dr. Faisal Sultan, says after healthcare and frontline workers, the elderly people above 60 years of age will start receiving COVID-19 vaccination later this month. Talking to a private news channel today, he said getting vaccinated for COVID-19 will be voluntary and the government will not force anyone for it. The Special Assistant said corona vaccine would be available free of cost at all public hospitals. He said Pakistan has asked China for another 1 million doses, while it is also set to receive 17 million doses of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine under a global scheme to deliver coronavirus treatment to the developing nations. Dr. Faisal Sultan said about 6 million doses will also arrive in the country by the end of March under the COVAX scheme. He said Pakistan is on track to vaccinate 70% of its population much before the targeted first quarter of the current year. The Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Senator Shibli Faraz, says the purpose of the Prime Minister Imran Khan's interaction with the general public yesterday was to identify their problems and find a possible solution. In a tweet today, he said the Prime Minister has presented his vision to the nation. The Information Minister said such interaction provides an opportunity to the public to directly pose their questions, and the government also benefits from the public's suggestions. He said this is the cornerstone of democracy. Pakistan and Uzbekistan have agreed to enhance bilateral trade relations and expressed the resolve to enter into a preferential trade agreement. The understanding was reached at the first meeting of the Joint Working Group on Trade and Economic Affairs and the meeting of Tripartite Working Group on Implementation of Trans-Afghan Railway Project in Tashkent. The advisor to the Prime Minister on Commerce and Investment, Abdul Razak Daud, who is leading a delegation to Uzbekistan, represented the Pakistan side at the meeting. The two sides discussed enhancing of banking cooperation, working on rail and road connectivity matters, and establishment of off-dock terminal. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Hurriyat leaders and organizations say peace and stability will continue to elude South Asia till the dispute over Kashmir is resolved as per the Kashmiris' aspirations. The Hurriyat leaders and organizations expressed these views in the statements issued in Srinagar days ahead of February 5th, which is observed in Azad Kashmir, Pakistan and the world over as a day of solidarity with the Kashmiri people. They said India has been impeding the way towards peaceful resolution of the Kashmir dispute for over 7 decades. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference said India is trying to convert the Muslim majority of the territory into a minority. In India, the fascist Modi-led regime, which is facing global humiliation for human rights abuses in the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, is now also under fire for targeting the protesters of anti-farmer laws. According to Kashmir Media Service, the journalists who refused to bow before Modi's fascism are now facing sedition charges, and the social media accounts have been withheld. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.